So I have two videos about 2/22/2022. This one is spurred because my birthday is on 2/22/2022, and the age that I am becoming also adds up to 2, and it happens to be on a Tuesday. So riddle me that. The previous video, or the other video, because I'm not actually sure how I'm going to release these, is about an energy message about 2/22/2022. So although these videos might seem in opposition to each other, I don't think they actually are. For me, the through line of both of these videos is really the nature of how important it is for us to better understand and to trust ourselves and what we know. And this video came about because I realized that the age I was turning also added up to 2. And I was like, are you kidding? Like, really? And all of this stuff is so much fun, and I will link down below a video that I did about formed and unformed energy that I think is really cool, that I don't think has had enough traction, honestly. So check that one out. But while I was thinking about 2/22/2022 on a Tuesday turning a number that adds up to 2, I was thinking about how fun these spiritual tools are. Like, how fun is numerology and human design and astrology and working with energy and healings and tarot cards and oracles and all of this stuff. And it is so much fun. And it is so important that we recognize it as validation and not giving away our power. And let me say that in a different way, because it's not always validation either. So these tools can help us to better understand. They can validate what we already know to be true. They can help us to build our trust. But the overall goal and intention of them is not to put our power into them. Same thing for spiritual teachers and guides and coaches and anyone who tells you that they have the way. What is most important is to connect with and deepen our level of trust within what we already know. And I admit that this, for me, has been a bit of work. I have put a lot of pressure on this birthday, and I have been very consciously stripping that pressure away from this birthday, because initially when I noticed that my birthday was on 2/22/22, I was like, okay, that's really cool, and I don't need to put all of my hopes and dreams and all of my expectations on this one singular day. So yeah, we look at all of this, and I 100% then went to like my angel number things and was like, okay, well, what's 22 or 2/22 or 2? What is it? And, being on the right path and trusting the process. Great. So we look to these spiritual tools, and we can look to these spiritual tools. I 100% have said this in other videos where I'm like, wow, something's really weird. I wonder what's happening in the stars. Like, we can look to these spiritual tools and we can use them and have fun with them and use them as information. And usually we turn to them when we are looking at or trying to understand or have a question that feels bigger. Like, usually it's when we forget that we are an infinite soul who has experienced multiple lifetimes and in between lifetimes and is connected to all that is, and the intensity of our energy. When we forget that, that's usually when we're looking to these tools to help us remember and to kind of give us a little bit of like power. So we're looking at them for that reason. And the reality is they're just here to trigger within us the remembering of the power that we already hold. So I wanted to walk through kind of a little bit of how we can play with these tools, how we can use these tools, and also to recognize where we are forgetting, where we are giving our power away, where we are seeking external validation instead of using them to learn and remember how to trust ourselves. So firstly, what's fun for you? What do you have energy around? What do you enjoy playing with? And what are you like, oh, this speaks my language? That was how I felt originally about human design, is I was like, this is the language that I've been looking for to talk about energy. And it excited me. It made sense. So the first piece is, what are you excited by? What feels integrated with your energy? And at the same time, notice what tools or systems or people feel limiting and restrictive, and part ways with those or with the message that they're portraying. So religion's a really good example here, is that like the foundation, the fundamentals typically, usually, are quite wonderful. It's just the interpretation that failed. And it's okay to go into the original component while not agreeing with the current expression or the person who is speaking what they consider to be the message. So you can go to the message, not the person speaking the message. Which leads us to notice if and when you are seeking an answer or an interpretation that is outside of yourself, outside of your own knowing. Now, having something validate what you know, or I've shared this story before, but my mom used to play the like choose a hand, but it wasn't because she wanted me to pick the hand. It was that that had whatever it was in it. It was that she was watching my reaction, because I actually knew what I wanted. I just wasn't saying it. So when you can notice yourself looking for validation, your disappointment is your answer. Either your happiness or your disappointment is actually the answer that you're looking for. So it's not about the cards giving you the answer. It's about the cards showing you, as an example, if you're excited for the answer or if you're disappointed by the answer. And that's your answer. I know I've seen a meme somewhere out on the interwebs that was basically and there are multiple versions of this, I'm sure. Somebody asking for a sign, but then like asking for a signier sign, and then needing like a stronger sign and a more clear sign. And I find that we do that when we either aren't listening to our reaction to the sign, which is actually the answer, when you don't like the answer that you know is true, that happens, or when it's not actually the correct time to take that action. And I've talked about this in other videos where I talk about lagging action, where you know that there is an action to be taken, but it's not the right time to take that action, and that's okay. And taking an action in haste because you had a sign might not actually be the correct action for you, or it might not be the correct time, or you might not have all the information that your soul actually needs, or it just might not be right. And again, that's okay. All of this is to say not to like constantly be in a unknown space, but more to deeply trust what you already know to be true. You already know. You're just using these tools as a confirmation. And because I have to have a dichotomy here, what's so interesting about all of this is as you're building trust in yourself, you have to stop questioning yourself. You have to stop questioning these tools. So, for example, when I go to receive the message for the collective, I have to trust that that message is coming through and that it's going to make sense and that it is the message that needs to be shared. I have to trust the signs, the symbols, the languages, the words that are coming through, the message that is coming through, the energy in which it is coming with. When I'm having a session with somebody and I'm reading their energy, I have to trust that the information that I am receiving for that person is the information that they need to receive. And so we have to build this level of trust within ourselves. And yeah, all this stuff is fun. And yeah, I'm excited for 2/22/2022 on a Tuesday where I'm turning a number that adds up to 2. Like, so much freaking fun. And I also have to remove myself from any expectations of that or any specific conversation around what somebody else believes that to mean. I just need to experience it for myself and live it in my own way and have my own experience with it. So I hope that this is helpful. I will also link the formed and unformed video down below. Let me know what's coming up for you with all of this in the comment section. And happy 2/22/2022 on a Tuesday. What? Like, what? So much fun. Anyway, enjoy, have your own experiences, and let me know about your trust in yourself in the comments down below. You know the drill with everything YouTube. Click the subscribe button, notification bell, give the video a thumbs up, share it out, and I will see you in the next video.